Welcome to Nuisance, ma'am. Thank you for joining us and making time for us out of your busy schedule. Let's begin with a very light question. What inspired you to opt for an art which is practiced in the Mithilanchal region?
I was 10-year-old when my mom decided to teach me this. So I didn't have a particular training as such. It was only later, a few years ago, when I realized the importance of it because I went on a art research uh, trip where I wanted to understand the various art forms, the folk arts in India. This can be opted as sustainable occupation, and people are doing in that particular village and a few other villages. And it talks majorly about the cultures of Bihar. So, reason why I started practicing more of Madhubani painting is because I wanted people to see what this art is, and it has a lot of geometrical patterns and it has a lot of intricate work. So yeah, so that was one of the reasons. It's about to understand, go back to my roots and understand what the art is, right?
Before you chose art as a profession, I gathered information that you were a faculty of journalism in some college in Bangalore. How did that transition happen?
Teaching is something that comes very naturally to me because I teach art now to a few people. So I do want to teach, but teaching journalism requires a lot of field experiences, which I felt I did not have. Now I take an online class for them. So I teach them a bit of Indian history and constitution and stuff like that, and art sometimes. So that, but yeah, as I said, I would like to go back to teaching at some point.
Madhubani painting is seen to be emerging on social media platform from ashes. On what level do you resonate with it?
Facebook has penetrated into villages, so has Instagram, and people have understood the importance of social media and its value and the kind of impact that it can create. Important that people tell about their art forms and how they visualize the art form to the rest of the world, because that's the only way you communicate to the world, and that's the only way you can make some money out of it, because it's not easy for an artisan to make a money. So
As a migrant of Bihar, what is your take on Bihar's development and political scenario currently?
when I go to Bihar and compare my experience with the city that I live in and with the state that I go to, I feel there is easily a gap of 20 years in terms of development, in terms of socio-cultural. But as far as jobs are concerned, people are still migrating. You find very few job opportunity in the state of Bihar, and similarly with the education as well. Basic needs are not being met when it comes to jobs, when it comes to education, when it comes to medical health facilities. It's more important that the public participates in the government's development idea, right? I won't blame the government solely in terms of what is happening in the state. It's the government and public participation that is important, and that is some part of most part of that is missing.
Since you're also a documentary filmmaker and your film has won like several awards and was also in the process of screening when lockdown happened, how did you deal with that situation?
The film was about this girl called Sangeeta, who is from the street and represented India in the Street Child Football World Cup. So we wanted to see if we can help the girl in some way for her upliftment, and we were really looking forward to the Delhi screening. That didn't happen, but there were other challenges that we had to face after the lockdown was announced, especially with Sangeeta's family, because this is a family which completely depends on the daily wage, whatever that on, right? They do not have a job per se, or this is how the family system in that particular area lives. Came together and we collected some fund for from March till I think till August. We collected 5,000 rupees per month and gave it to the family. More than our film, what actually impacted, the actual impact that lockdown had on was the character's family, that is Sangeeta's family.
Beyond everything, if we have to look at the macro picture, what's the one issue you would like us as Indians to talk more about and have the debate on?
What I would like citizens of India to do, or my fellow citizens to do, is go start reading Constitution, like pick up the basic book that you find and start reading it and understand what the Constitution is and what does it stand for. Been advocating people to go read Constitution and understand Constitution. I even made my students do it. That's one of the most important and the crucial thing which I as a citizen feel that people should start doing.
That's very thoughtful of you. Thank you for joining us, ma'am. It's been a pleasure having you here.
Thank you.